Hello and welcome everybody to another week of Academy. It's time for Academy Rush. It's week 3 of the Academy Summer here. We're almost done for the week here. It's 100 Thieves Academy and CLGA Academy face off against each other, and it is an interesting time in Academy. Certainly very close in the standings. 100 Thieves losing a close game yesterday, but CLGA have actually been looking pretty good. A big turnaround for the team that did not change a player between splits, but having a much better start to the summer here, as we'll see which team will come out victorious. Certainly a pretty cool draft here. I think the bot lane is going to be where the most interesting stuff is happening. Prismal actually on the Ziggs, which is not something we really see him on. And Poom, the newest member of 100 Thieves Academy, the only player they actually changed, on Bard, which is a champion we have actually been seeing quite a bit more. But Phil has countered here with Pyke, which is always cool to see. I think we've definitely seen an increase in playmaking supports. The Guardian change patch ago, I think, just brought a lot more Guardian supports back into the meta, and people will be happy to play something like Bard. So it feels like, you know what? You want to make plays? I'll show you a playmaker here. Obviously going to be paired alongside Aphelios, which has become the go-to AD in a lot of cases. Even we've started seeing Varus getting left up in games. The contracts here on the Graves versus the Casters. Two very heavy farming junglers are going to start on the same side of the jungle. The contract's already done with the red. Fragger's going to be clearing this blue side. Bottom lane, though, could be fireworks early on. Certainly a lot of pushing here. Potentially from the Zig, certainly a lot of potential turret damage, but right now at level 1 you have to think that AD will be favoured, but looks like Prismal and Poom are not far away from getting that level 2, so should have the early level lead as the Comet there to pick up from Prismal as his Keystone is dealing a little bit of damage back to win. So there's a level 2 for Poom, actually going to step up, and it should be an easy challenge on the Phil. He's only level 1, he's not going to get stunned over into the tower, he does not go. Good satchel there from Prismal, and a bit of poke down there onto Phil, so a nice little move, very well coordinated from the 100 Thieves bottom lane, and this is a cool one to see play out. Certainly seen a lot of different counters into Aphelios. Tomo's Cassiopeia has shown up a couple times, and Cloud9 did win yesterday with that pick. So curious to see if there are more mages, perhaps, that people do want to play into Aphelios, who again has become the go-to AD for basically every bot laner in basically every region. It's Deus back up on Old Faithful here. Gangplank versus Aatrox. We've kind of gone backwards in the top lane matchup. Have seen some Volibear, actually a lot of Volibear lately, but was actually left completely dropped through this draft. Did not get banned or picked. So kind of curious to see Deus and Fate God go back to comfort picks for them. Fate God certainly looking to return back to form he had, and be the one of, if not the most dominant top laner in the league. Deus has had a pretty good year so far, despite CLG's poor spring split. Looks to be kind of back where he was, with the team just being a bit more coordinated, a little bit better together, as Prismal under fire here from Phil. But pretty tough to grab that Ziggs with the side block. Great stun there from Poom as well, and the bomb just bounces on there to win. Prismal is starting to run a little bit low on mana though, so we'll see if he does have to go back soon, but TP for both bot laners there, as Fragus is waiting in the top lane for something, waiting for the minions to go by. Just see them pass by on the top of your screen, wanting to make sure you can count the jungle to camp without being seen. Tuesday though in trouble here, Soligo dancing around, the Ignite is down, a solo kill perhaps on the cards, as Soligo's clone will threaten under the tower, but Tuesday getting low, and Soligo says, you know what, my Ignite for your flash, more than enough, as he'll retain lane pressure as well. There is a TP here for Tuesday, so he's going to be able to use that here and pick up almost all of that wave. I think the cannon will die. Actually, he's going to stay anyway. So Tuesday will make sure he gets the farm, because Soligo's taking it back. He knows that he has to go back and use the pressure he built before Tuesday's able to get back in TP and kind of get initiative on him in the lane. So this was the counter pick here. I was very curious to see 100 Thieves lead up so many power picks. Syndra has not been left up in a very long time in both LCS and Academy, but I think, again, starting to see the likes of Syndra and Varus, this OP purple champs, man, starting to get a little bit more playtime as teams figured out, hey, we can find ways around these despite how powerful these champions are. Bottom lane here for win, though, is a Cull. Does have the Inferno going right now alongside the Gravis, and good little root there. Ooh, I like that. applying to almost everything. Prismal, though, forced to flash away. Good pressure there from Phil. That does mean that Poom's rotating into mid lane, though, which is why Prismal is forced to play a 1v2. Not all that fair. But the Zig's still pushing the lane, actually up very healthily in CS. Even if Win gets all this farm in front of him, Prismal's going to be up a battle wave. So the early lane working out well. No sums for Prismal will mean he'll be a bit more vulnerable to pressure, but it's really just 2v2 pressure. It's probably tough for Fraggus to find an angle, although Wall is very good at assisting in ganks, so doesn't need to be much from Fraggus if Phil can find the right bit of CC. Really does want the junglers just to keep farming though, as Contracts is already going to solo out this early Cloud Drake. And it's easy there, actually didn't even have his smite, it was just coming back off cooldown. So Contracts feeling confident in the pressure his lanes have in mid and bot. As you can see, CLGA dashing again, using that LeBlanc mobility to kite around the Syndra stuns. Certainly a skill matchup between these two mid laners. But looks like CLGA is getting the better of Tuesday in the exchanges, although the farm is even, so Tuesday's certainly happy with how the lane's playing out, especially because he's the one without a combat summoner in the 1v1. Stun goes wide there from Poom. Hook is not going to land though. I think Phil maybe couldn't decide who he wanted to grab. Again, Prismal on the Ziggs is the inviting target, but it's very tricky to pin down with a satchel charge up. As CLGA is just going to go ahead, pretty masterfully farm away the rest of that wave. Phil, though, again going in onto Prismal, but ooh, good satchel there for disruption. That stun actually latched to Prismal, almost able to find a bouncing bomb after it. So you can certainly see a lot of the synergy with these two champions. Can't wait for Ziggs to have level 6, and then I think these all-ins become a lot more threatening. Mana low though on both sides here, in fact on all fronts. As Prismal's going to go over the Coco. Wind's getting in there, looks for the flash. Here's the ulti out of Karthus. Wind is low, but it doesn't matter because Pike's going to grab the first blood. Now Poom in trouble. Wind is low from the GP Aldous. The globals did affect this lane, but Poom's got nowhere to run, and Wind grabs a kill for himself after Phil grabbed the early one. So no ulti kill there for Pike, but Fraggus assisting there with his Karthus ulti thanks to that power farming. So it's wrong. Karthus could affect the lane. He didn't even need to visit there. Nice use of the Requiem there from Fraggus in a very close 2v2. But out of gas here in bottom lane for Prismal and Poom. No summoners at all. Wind just with the TP back. That's going to be real nice for him. So he's going to roam up towards the top half of the map with that BF sword. That likely means the on the way pings for the Rift Herald are very real. Fraggus going to go ahead, take that Scry's Bloom away. Poom is going to try and clear out what vision he can here, but CLGA are going to force themselves onto the objective. We'll see if 100 Thieves do want to fight for it. They are available. I guess Prismal not being up here means that they don't want to fight a 4v5. Hook though does land on the Contract. He flashes out, but he gets stunned after. Beautiful play from Phil, but Contract's still pretty tanky. CLGA going to dive in there as Contracts gets the fadeaway kill onto Phil with the ulti. And that's going to leave the Rift Herald out in the open. Now it's a 4v4 with Prismal affecting the bottom lane. Ziggs can mow through turrets very efficiently. See how much damage Prismal can get done. Contracts here just going to go ahead and start this Herald. That ward finally going to get shot down, and he will continue this objective. Poom is here, not level 6, mind you. In fact, no bot laner except now Prismal has got that ultimate available. And looks like 100 Thieves. I mean, Contracts just lived for so long there. I think with the passive ticking up, that 100 Thieves just stood and fought. Tuesday now in trouble. I'll see you later. What a knock up there for Fake God. Fade away champ for CLGA is not it, but Fake God able to find the kill regardless. Pops the ulti and runs down the Syndra. Tuesday must not have had flash from CLGA's earlier pressure, so whoever timed that, round of applause for you. Because I don't believe Tuesday was able to get away, or it didn't matter at that point, as he gets chased down by the rampaging Aatrox after 100 Thieves find 2 successful plays there in the top lane. Prismal, good satchel away again. Phil wants to get close, makes the hooks easier to land, but Prismal just satchels them both further away from each other and interrupts any potential spellcast. So very tricky for Phil to interrupt this Ziggs. I think without dash plus flash, Phil has struggled to really make an effect in the 2v2, trying to all in, and that has meant that Ziggs has actually got a very healthy farm lead. Again, Wind will be fine. He's got the pulse ticking, he's got the BF. He does have a kill and an assist for himself. Prismal did get a tower plate, so there's a little bit of gold going back there to Ziggs. In fact, the gold, as we can see, is about as equal as the kills. Just the early Cloud Drake the only real advantage so far in the game, but things developing. Very curious again to see if more mages continue to be the answer to Aphelios, because this one looks great from Pismal. Up 20 farm. Hasn't really felt much pressure individually. Did have to burn his flash in the 2v1 earlier, but giving Bud space to roam, enabling stuff like this. Tempted Fate Play misses out onto Wind. Puma a little short there, but here comes Contracts. There's the Ziggs ulti, and Wind just getting blasted down. Prismal able to take him out. As Phil low, but he's camouflaged away, and now Fragget's going to try and answer. He's got the Requiem ready. Fragget's trying to chase Prismal down, but he needs to hit these Qs, and Prismal 1v1 mage battle between the jungler and the bot lane, and not something we usually see. But very well handled by 100 Thieves. Nice all in there on bottom lane to take out Wind. Fragget, so he's going to stick around here. Still 3v2, but here comes Wind. He's back as he TP down to the lane, so Magical Journey out from Poom, and it does seem to be that all these cooldowns are being exchanged with eyes on this Infernal Drake. Let's briefly check it in top lane. Carl ticking down there for Deus. He's a little bit behind in farm, but be about just over a wave once Deus is able to clean these up. They're not too bad. Call it effectively 10 in the top lane as the Drake has started here for CLG. Rift Herald summoned in bot lane. CLG there with the space and the DPS to just zerg down the Drake. So Infernal goes over. The Rift will be Ocean though. Still considered the strongest soul. Very relaxing as well. My favorite certainly, but that's because I'm a Kiana player still. So no super early snowball on the Drakes. Good combo there from the Fake God. Barrel over though. Executioner's Calling not available for Deus. Or not purchased, I should say. Certainly had the money for it at some point, but is maybe just rushing that Triforce instead. First tower though goes down to the pressure from the Ziggs, and I mean this is why people used to pick Ziggs. His ability to mow through turrets is pretty much unmatched by any other champion. The closest bot laner is Tristana, and he's certainly less efficient in the early and mid game. You know, this is something that people experimented with even in mid lane when the turret plates were first introduced. Eventually people were like, hey, turret plates are valuable, let's pick Ziggs. Soligo with a nice combo. If you hit the chain, I think Tuesday was gone or at least forced to flash, but Soligo hit just about everything else. His Contracts here slows down Fraggus with a smoke screen. He's just charging in there. Here comes Fake God as well. Ziggs ulti's nice, but hits the edge of Tuesday. Almost dies from the comet at the end of it. It's just continued pressure here for 100 Thieves, up almost 2,000 gold in this early game. Luden's Echo finish now for Prisma. I mean, these, if they can continue on this trajectory, these turrets should be just evaporating in front of CLG. Between the Herald, the Contracts already used, between the power and the wave clear already that Prismal has, and the advantage he's built for himself as well. I mean, he's got a full item in the free boots finished. Oh, Tuesday. Silly boy. Soligo with a nice solo kill. Just burns all his resources, and that's an easy all-in. That was one wave you should not have been there for. And the tower's going to fall on top as well. So things are starting to fall apart at the seams here a little bit for CLG. Fraggus is in pursuit with Phil and Win behind him. Good GP ult though to try and cover. Tempered Fate finds Fraggus. Here's the TP in. Contracts lower. Aphelios ulti only gets Poom at the end of it, but Fake God's just in there. He's the front line really. Onto Fraggus he goes. Bouncing bomb will miss, but Fraggus still getting kited around. And Wind is playing very well with the sniper rifle here, but Fake God finally takes down Fraggus. He's got to kite the rest of the Skittles from the grave. The Requiem down. That's going to be a kill for sure. No, not even. Contracts alive, just barely. Poom's healed. Plus, I imagine Guardian coming in clutch, and then the ulti from Prismal to force Wind's flash. On point with the skill shots today. It's just so frustrating for CLG. Down 4,000 gold now as 100 Thieves. They get the tower. I think CLG did the right thing and try and force at least a trade of kills here. They'll get the tower down in bottom lane as well. Zeus has very rapid Trinity Force with the Cull already ticked down. Means that he has got the wave clear certainly on lock. That 1v1 could be a trouble. 1v2 even trickier. Forced to flash away. Does at least respect Poom and Fake God there. And effectively trades the tower for splash in the extended play. Double Luden's up now though for the mages of 100 Thieves. Death Dance first for Fake God here. So nice and early. Does have a bunch of CD already built in. Oh, CLGA, that's just rude wind. Chunked down, and I think Prismal ulti not ready yet, but more than enough pressure with these bombs. Redemption down, what a great Tempered Fates. Does stop Wind from getting redeemed. Rift Herald number 2 is going to go over, and that's the real prize here. I mean, this will make taking mid lane out so easy for 100 Thieves. Continue to grow that gold lead, open up the map. And it was actually offensive redemption. Because I checked Phil's items, he's playing Pike. So A, he's not going to be building redemption, he's only got a serrated Dirk. Because bot lane's gone wonderfully for 100 Thieves. So that makes a lot more sense. And there's the tower going down. Prismal Satchel, if this doesn't finish it off, will, and certainly had enough in the tank from the Herald charge there. So 3 towers already felled. Again, floating that gold lead around 3 to 4,000. Death Dance now finished for Fake God. Warrior and the Dirk now done for contracts, likely building in towards that Umbral Glaive. You know, it could just be a clinical snowball. What a great ult there from Prismal's contract combos into Fragis. It is no longer safe in your own jungle, CLG. Drake up in 15 seconds. That'll be 100 Thieves as well. Just keeping pressure on the map, keeping the enemy jungler out, so they can make sure to snowball just about everything here. Very few missteps here for 100 Thieves in this early game. And here comes Poom ready. Tempered Fate not quite there. Fake God just popped the ulti and Dave's like, I don't have flash. What am I doing here? Gonna get stunned into the wall. The orange is not enough as Fake God finds the Sidewinder dunk to give Contracts the alley-oop kill. And Prismal's apparently soloing the Drake. Somebody's got to do it. Jungler was busy killing somebody. So now who go back? The Drake will go over. 2 more now for the soul to be claimed by 100 Thieves. CLGA catching the wave here in top side. I mean, a very aggressive team comp here. I think could you pick a mage certainly into Aphelios, especially someone like Ziggs, even though Ziggs scaling is decent. Don't think it's quite on the same level of DPS as, say, Cassio. But they've played the lane really well. Prismal's just giving his team all the space and gold they need from these early towers. And with the Aatrox, with the block, with the Graves, they've managed to keep the playmaking up. CLG have had very long games, I will note, so with the style that CLG have typically played, which has been quite very slow, and with Aphelios, Karthus, and Gangplank all on one team, certainly not going to count CLG out just yet, but the early game has been set up for a 100 Thieves snowball here as we crest 18 minutes. Baron is up as well in a minute and a half. Don't think that'll be quick consideration, but I guess we'll find out. Contracts also went for Edge of Night, not for the Umbral Glaive I initially suspected. So just wanting to stay safe from the incoming mages and the pike hooks. He is, you know, the marksman in this team comp. He's going to be leaned on somewhat in the later half of this mid game to deal consistent CPS, but I think we've seen the plan here for 100 Thieves. It's, you know, use these mages, use this early burst, and just make Aphelios' life really upsetting for him. He's already got it pretty rough, but it's just so tricky when you can just throw all this burst and Aphelios lifesteal just doesn't have enough. What a great Tempered Fate into the Ziggs ulti. That's the combo I was waiting for. Poom and Prismal. Absolute terror on the Rift right now as Wind receives only his second death. It's actually quite impressive given all the pressure that's been thrown his way, but you have to think that these mages will rule this mid game for the next 10 minutes at a minimum. Fake God's also split pushing. He's got the Death Dance ready to go. Deus now has the Executioner's Calling, so I think his 1v1 is a little more tenable. Still looking for the hook. Finds Prismal. Good flash all the way to the Magical Journey. Nice exit there prepared by Poom earlier as Phil's just getting slowed down. Contracts is ready, and Phil knows that CLGA is also ready. See a Fragus? No, not dead. But CLGA does kill the Pike as collateral. And here comes the Requiem. Going to try and kill Tuesday as Fake God gets the kill. But it cannot stop Fragus from ulting, which did not even kill CLGA. Despite diving in the tower and eating a Syndra ult for his trouble, 100 Thieves just have everything calculated here, and this gold lead is getting rapidly out of control. Up 6k or so now. See you later. Nice latch there from Puma's. Wind is gonna die. He is actually a genius. Prism Nevermind kills him. Well played there for Wind. Not much he could do, but he does at least get a counter kill before going down. Deus, so everyone's eating skill shots here between the chains, the Bard Qs, and the Aatrox Ws. FLICKR going to take the portal out. CLGA respawn, and the game is still very early, so 100 Thieves have to respect these timers, but they were pressuring for that mid inhib. So Ligo going to fight Fraggus here, yeah. The better mage today is certainly this LeBlanc. Phil is going to get a nice hook there. Tempered Fate. Block up Phil. I thought he was trying to stasis up Soligo, but I think that play is actually a little bit better. Here comes FLICKR. Contract around the side. See you later. Deus blown away by the Graves ulti as Phil will fall as well. Soligo unstoppable now. Picking up kill number 5 Tuesday. Trying to get the last, but Soligo just flashing and dancing around. The ulti is good enough. Can't outplay that one. So a 700 gold shutdown for Tuesday. Prismal low but not out. As 100 Thieves do suffer some potentially unnecessary casualties, but 6,500 gold up still. Baron, Drake, sorry, is up now in 55 seconds. Baron is available if they want to pressure around it. Certainly don't think this next Drake is contestable for CLG. So 100 Thieves will have themselves a sub 30-minute soul. If they even need it given the pace of game they are presenting to CLG Academy. I mean, 2 items for the Gangplank and the Aphelios. I think we are looking at the 3-item mark for a lot of these carries. I think Tuesday can get away with 2. I think Fraggus is probably going to have to get away with 2. But I think, you know, 2.5 to 3 for CLG's AD champions is going to be what we're looking for. Also not exactly an easy comp to execute. Lots of carries, lots of damage. No real frontline, no obvious engage button. Going to be maybe playing for picks with the Syndra and the Pike, or just playing to out DPS your opponents, but Deus cannot be splitting a side lane like this. DP ults down, doesn't have flash, and he's just dead. And I get it, he wants to get farm, he needs to get farm for his team. He's the player best positioned to carry, given the situation the team is in, but you're not allowed to do what you just did when you don't have vision of your own jungle. Even though it didn't look like he extended very far, 100 Thieves know there's no surveillance in the bottom half of the map. They get the pick, they'll take the Drake, that they were probably going to get anyway, let's be fair. And now Soligo's going to go ahead and pressure this bottom lane. I mean, he's been formidable in these 1v1s. 2 items already finished with the Sork Shoes ready. Rest of 100 Thieves in mid lane. And looks like Soligo will join them, so all this space opened up for this Baron. Now 100 Thieves will go and clear the vision out. They got even trekking brushes with his Q just to make sure. I mean, double AP used to be very popular a long time ago now. I feel like an esports dinosaur. We'll talk about it later. Maybe never. Good ult there from Prismal onto Tuesday. Just for some poke. Tempered Fate's in. Contracts, line it up, baby. Q, ulti, Tuesday, see you later. Soligo dives in for a FLICKR with a flank of a Sentry. This Sentry even, as Karthus and Pike will fall as well. FLICKR has been on fire positioning-wise these team fights, and with the amount of room 100 Thieves have, I think it's easy to see why. As Baron's going to go over. Might not even make it to the Ocean Soul. Wind is just like having a bad time. He's ignited. He's actually won the 1v1. You can see why they wanted to call this burst for Aphelios when he's got the Severum up, but Soligo doesn't die. He makes sure Wind doesn't enter the site. And the Baron pit is left clear, and the runway is ready for 100 Thieves to just charge down mid and end this game. They're up 9,000 gold. They can fall back to the Ocean Soul in 3.5 minutes if they want. Deus is going to steal the blue buff, which is a nuisance, but a very minor one at that. Deus at least trying to make sure that the side lane pressure is felt. Phil also going to get some vision down. Anything CLG can find at this point, you know, it's going to be welcome here. They need to hold on to these inhibs for as long as they possibly can. The likelihood of holding on to 1 at this stage when the enemy team has Baron buff, I'm going to say is like a number under 1%. But this is the kind of play Phil is, I think, going to give the game away here. Soligo, we'll see if he dives into the brush. Oh, he does, but he checks it, and now he knows what's up. I mean, he had the Banshee's Veil as well. I just don't think Soligo was the one they were going to be able to easily pick off. But I do appreciate what CLG are trying. That is something you need to try in these spots. Our contracts is just going to end Phil's life, dominating now with his 6th straight kill. 6-0-6 on this Grave. I mean, the top side combined for 100 Thieves is 17-1 and Master side 15. Tepid fake, he's going to miss from Boom. GP ult down, going to clear the way. Baron up cannon still available though. Tuesday not going to pick it up because he doesn't have W, I believe. Ulti there just again to zone them off, and there's the satchel. I mean, protecting your structures is so challenging when you're this far behind against the Ziggs. And that is probably the least of your problems, given how well the top half of 100 Thieves have played this game. I mean, this is just stellar snowballing here. 11,000 gold up. Again, if this Baron push doesn't end the game, they'll have the Ocean Soul to fall back to as well. They're going to go mid here with a nice magical journey out of Boom. And Soligo's going to stay for the pressure. Fake God again looking. Soligo over the top is just going to try and threaten. There's an easy tower kill as the Ziggs can get another one. Love to see the structures killed for Prismograph this game. Oh goodness, they're diving. Contract's godlike with the ulti out. Does kill Tuesday. And I think they're just going to go for it here. Ooh, Prismal's going to go back. He's going to TP back in. And 100 Thieves going to look to end this game. TP down, protects that minion. Left side Nexus turret is gone as he comes in. Doesn't even need the satchel. And Deus is low. Ulti not there. It actually does get fired away, but he doesn't quite get the kill. Diving in though. Fake Gods in the back lines. Wreaking havoc. Deus flashes towards his fountain to try and keep it all alive. But Prismal is going to go into stasis to live through the Carthus. Can't quite make it. But it's going to be an ace in the fountain as Deus will finally fall to the final chain. 100 Thieves absolutely smash CLG.